Hello everybody, I am Shadow's Reign, and today we are going to be discussing why it's time to migrate over to the Cold War assault rifles. So, if you do enjoy this video, make sure you hit that like button below, and if you agree or disagree, let me know in the comment section below, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing. But let's get right into it. Now, I know what you're thinking, and no, I do not have two different coloured eyes, just the light's on this side of me, so that's why that's happening, lol. So anyways, let's move on with the video. So the first reason, first and foremost, why I think that, I know that it's time to migrate to the Cold War assault rifles is because the support is going to be with the Cold War assault rifles now. It's unless something's getting nerfed on the Modern Warfare side, you're not going to see things get buffed or changed in that department anymore. It's all going to be the Cold War weapons now, like without exception. So yeah, only nerfs will be happening there. So that means Cold War weapons are likely to be buffed, nerfed, changed. You know how it goes. There'll be changes to those guns now. The support that the Modern Warfare guns used to get, that's now dead. Like outright, that is now dead, unless there's something like the AMAX in there, which is the king. So the next thing on my little list I've got here is that the attachments have unique functions, if not unique themselves. So what I mean by that is that you've got the flash hider on the Cold War guns that now gives you recoil compensation and keeps you off the map for, well, it basically like massively shortens the amount of time that you're on the map when you're actually firing your weapon. As soon as you stop firing your weapon, that dot disappears. It doesn't just slowly fade out, it just gone. So, I think that's actually a unique alternative to the monolithic equivalent suppressors, such as the SOCOM suppressor and the GRU suppressor. I want to say GRU suppressor, but I'm not sure that's how it's meant to be pronounced, so yeah. So these have unique things, so unique properties. Another thing with that is like the sleight of hand mags. So for example, instead of having a sleight of hand gun perk, you now have magazines which have that effect built in. And of course it has its cons of higher aim down sight speed. Now I think this is a really good addition. I think that the gun perks shouldn't have to be just linked to just a perk, It's cool that they're now kind of getting mixed in with the attachments a little bit, which I find is really, really, really good actually. So you can go for a slightly bigger mag with like the sleight of hand adjustment. You can go for a 60 round mag and then have the fast, like the quicker reload on that, but it's at the cost of mobility. Same, you can go 30 and go for the jungle style mags, which like reloads like 33% quicker. They're really good alternatives to if for example in solos and duos you don't necessarily need 60 bullets, so going from a standard mag which you can quickly reload, that in some instances makes a lot more sense to me. So that is quite unique. Now they don't actually necessarily have unique attachments. Obviously the features are unique, such as what I've mentioned, but the attachments themselves aren't unique. So what I mean by that is that you don't have things like the SOCOM rounds. That's a unique attachment. You don't have like ammo conversion kits, which in itself is a neat attachment. Like the blackout rounds, for example, doesn't have the subsonic suppressors. Like the integrated suppressors where like it keeps your traces off the map as well. Yes, they have trade-offs, but they're unique attachments. So it doesn't have that, but the attachments that it does have, it does bring other qualities. And another thing that we really need to talk about in regards to this is strafe speed builds. Strafe speed builds will kill Modern Warfare AR builds. I'm telling you this now. The normal strafe speed for a Cold War gun is naturally higher than a Modern Warfare one anyway. When you start putting just one or two attachments on there to really help the strafe speed, you are in silly land. You can literally be like Apex when everyone's just like moving in and around like that. Everyone will be doing that once they get the hang of it. And this is actually a viable counter to aim assist on the controllers as well. So if people are going to be doing this on control pad, they're going to be a lot harder to hit. Obviously, mouse and keyboard, it's not going to be as difficult to hit them, but on without the aim assist or with aim assist, and if you're quite at a normal range, that's gonna affect it, and the aim assist might not actually keep up with that. So that's just something to bear in mind. The strafe speed builds are gonna really, really, really do the dirty on the Cold War, on the Modern Warfare guns, and I'm starting to see myself as I grow as a player that sometimes having the best recoil and being suppressed is not always the best build. Sometimes depending on what kind of class you're rocking it with, sometimes speed and aim down sight speed and shooting first, well, a lot of the time, shooting first is absolutely critical to whether you'll win a gunfight or not. So, yeah, I think that's going to be something that's massive going forward regarding this. Another thing is, as well, is that these guns, these assault rifles, they tend to fill 2 or more battle scenarios. So what I mean by that is that the Ram 7. The Ram 7's pretty much a close to close medium kind of gun. Things like the M4, it's versatile, yes, but it doesn't have amazing power. You got stuff like the AMAX, which is the mid to long range king. Like it's middle longish, but then anything like super long, it's sniper rifle. So I feel as if with the Cold War guns is that they do dominate more areas. So Modern Warfare ones do really well in one and okay at another. These do really well at 2 or 3. So let's just look at the FFAR, for example. That did really well close and medium range, even with its nerf. Obviously, it's not broken anymore, but it's still a really strong pick for close and medium range. Same with the Groza. Then you've got stuff like the Farah, which is amazing at medium and long range, if you can control that recoil. And then obviously stuff like the AUG and the M16. I know they're not technically assault rifles, but they use AR ammo, so they are, in my opinion. So they really dominate medium and long range encounters as well. And the same with the DMR and the Type 63. Whereas the other guns will have, the Modern Warfare guns just have that one range where they excel at. So I do feel as if that's kind of a way to lean into it. And another thing to bear in mind as well with the Modern Warfare guns is that they do have things like underbarrel launchers and the gun perks. Now, I am sad to see that underbarrel launchers go from the Cold War. I do really think that they are unique attachments. I think for me, having a smoke grenade on the underbarrel of my SOCOM thermal class, that was a bit of a gimmick which I really enjoyed using. But it's nice having smokes on the underbarrel if you need to make a quick getaway, and then that means you can carry your stuns as well, or your recons, or equip that to your grenade launcher. So I actually quite enjoyed the grenade launcher attachment. I'm sad to see that go. I know I could still use the guns with that build, but I do think that it's not going to be as viable, and I would be kind of shooting myself in the foot a bit. Now, I'll be honest, I'm not including the submachine guns in this category yet, just purely because I haven't had enough experience with them. But from what I am starting to use a bit more of the LC10 now, and that does feel like it's got similar qualities in regards to, you know, it's got the strafe speed, it can do multiple ranges. So yeah, it's kind of how I'm feeling regarding that. But guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below, and we'll have a little discussion about it. But yeah, the next video that'll be on the channel will be the A1A Talk Away podcast, and we have got the special guest already lined up. So yeah, that'll be on Saturday around 5 PM. That'll drop, and yeah, the last one did really well. If you didn't already watch the last one, make sure you go and watch it. Really good content. But yeah, until then, guys, I'm Shadows Rain. You guys are awesome, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.